So I'm just wondering, is anybody else out there just totally sick of the Giannis thing? Because last night, the Bucks, they're getting their asses whooped by the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. The Timberwolves, they don't have Anthony Edwards. They don't have Rudy Gobert. There is no reason for them to be whooping the Bucks' ass the way they were. And the fans rightfully let them have it. The fans started booing, and Giannis got pissed. He started booing the fans back. And now, of course, there's all this trade speculation about him again. Everybody's like, oh, he's fed up. He's done there. We're doing this like every week, and I'm just sick of it. He's basically demanded a trade. I think anytime that your agent goes to a team and is like, this is the list of teams we'd be comfortable being traded to, that's a trade request. It's like if your girl came to you and was like, this is the list of guys I'd be comfortable cheating on you with. Your girl cheated, man. Your girl is gone. She's for the streets. Let her go. The Bucks need to do the same thing with Giannis. I'm begging them, just trade the guy, because I'm so sick of the back and forth. Last week, he's like, I want to retire a Buck. I never want to be traded. And now we're going to get all this speculation again. And it's been a pattern for years now. So I'm begging the Milwaukee Bucks, do us all a favor and just trade his ass. Like I said, he's essentially demanded a trade. His agent already came to you and gave you the list of teams. Just do it, man, because with him, you guys aren't going anywhere anyways. I don't think people talk enough about how mismanaged the Milwaukee Bucks have been from an asset standpoint. You look at their roster now, and you're like, how do you even get to this place with your roster? And it's because they've traded away draft picks whenever they could. When they have used the draft picks, they've drafted guys that just 100% did not work out, like Marjon Beauchamp. And their trades they've never really won a trade. I mean, you can look, the Drew trade, they won the championship. So anytime you win a championship, yeah, you win that trade. But you look at it all these years later, and you're like, man, you guys really didn't, all these years later, from an asset standpoint, you really didn't win that trade. And then the fact that you had to spin Drew into Dame, you had to give up more assets. Like, in the long run, if you start with the assets that they traded for Drew Holiday and you broke down everything that it became, the Bucks really didn't come up with much all those years later. And now they got guys like Kyle Kuzma on the team. Gary Trent Jr., he's on a reasonable contract, but that dude's just bad. And I feel bad saying that because he's from my area. His dad used to come into the bar that I bounced at. We would talk hoops all the time. But Gary Trent Jr. has the worst on-off numbers in the NBA this year by a large margin. They're like negative 18.7 when he's on the court. That dude's just unplayable. He doesn't do anything on defense. His shot is not falling this year the way that it should. And he's one of these guys where he's a heat check guy. The problem is he's always checking for that heat, and more times than not, that heat is off lately. So you look at the Bucks roster outside of Ryan Rollins, I don't think there's a good piece on this roster outside of Giannis. So the Bucks, y'all got to be smart. Just trade Giannis. Package him for whatever you can get. I understand he's a franchise legend, and this is the way that business is done lately, where they're not just going to trade a guy to a place he doesn't want to go. But at the same time, man, you can't cater to Giannis. If he wants to go to the Knicks simply just don't have enough to trade for you to get him. I'm a Bulls fan. If the Bulls are making you the right offer, accept that trade, even though Giannis is largely going to be in the same situation in Chicago that he is in Milwaukee. Houston, the way they're faltering, maybe they step up, make a really strong Giannis trade. The Thunder, everybody always worries about the Thunder trading for him because that would just be the rich getting richer. That's not their business model. They're not going to do that. Sam Presti, he's not built like that. The Nets could make an interesting offer, and then Giannis at least has the outlook of hope. Like, there's hope that some of those young pieces on the Nets can really grow into something. Some of those draft picks that they got can really grow into something, where with Milwaukee, they don't have any young players. They don't have any draft picks. There's no hope with that team. So if you just survey the landscape of the league, you're going to get a historic return for Giannis. I don't think we've had a player of Giannis's caliber really enter the trade block. That's what made people so mad about the Luka trade, is there was no trade block. There was no negotiations. They just negotiated with one team. We haven't seen a player who is a current top 3 player in the NBA. Giannis, in my book, he's a top 15 to 20 player in NBA history, and he's still got 2 to 3 years left of his prime. We've never seen a player like that just hit the open market and allow people to bid on him. So Milwaukee Bucks, I'm begging you, man, please trade Giannis. Start working those phones. We got about a month till the trade deadline. I'm so over the constant back and forth with, is Giannis going to stay? Is Giannis going to go? Shams Charania, he really makes me miss Woj, because I feel like Woj didn't report the bullshit as much as Shams does. But I'm telling you guys, please let Giannis be traded, because I'm so fed up with this shit. Let me know in the comments what's your guys' favorite Giannis trade, and make it realistic, man. If you're throwing a Lakers trade out there, I might just block you.